say silly things at Claire 'cause she's silly and dumb.
I think we already all
Quack,
knew
quack,
that.
quack, quack, quack.
Oh no, Claire's making duck noises. How could this happen to her? Bup, 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 bup. I still feel kind of bad about the fact that I had to cancel Abomination Vaults. Ugh.
Aw.
To be fair, Abomination Vaults, not a good dungeon romp. Lacks what it takes for a dungeon romp to be interesting. Here's a pro tip for all you boys planning to make a dungeon out there. You can't make a story, half-ass it, and you gotta make it work. Like, it's not the kind of dungeon that's too exciting on the treasure. It's very sparse. And the dungeon story that you get on the way in doesn't feel as immediately pertinent and good enough to hold your attention for 10 whole floors of a lot of work. Unlike Emerald Spire, where every floor is a whole new adventure. It's like, oh man, I wonder what the next floor is going to be like. And the one that's like, whoa. And then the last floor is like horribly mundane. It's really good.
Whoa.
It's really good. On the last floor, you just discover aliens. What a reveal.
Wowee.
What's on the final floor? Kevin. He's in charge of the middle management.
Basically, mind flayer like dudes who eat your brains. And then there's this alien child. And there's a little lawn goblin. And this alien fellow who's like, I own this tower. Yeah. I
I'm
eat
also Skeletor.
I eat beans for breakfast. It's good for my bowel movement.
And then he spends 2.5 whole hours farting.
No,
So we have to explain
Dizzy.
It's a
You better explain
necessary
the
cut.
importance of fiber to us.
Dizzy, no, you
Weirdo.
can't do
This
this.
is your body without fiber.
I recommend a high fiber diet. Anyway, kids,
Strawberries are packed with fiber.
we're in a hypothetical future where instead of running UDA and subjecting myself to the horror that is a D&D 5e written module and the art of deciphering it into something usable, we are somewhere else, where I've decided to run my own little adventure with you guys just running amok around town and getting to see the setting firsthand. Although, to be fair, when we started this whole thing, I really didn't have a clear vision on what ham was, but now I do! Which is weird. This is the first time I've actually made a setting, and I'm like, I know, I can answer random setting questions just like that.
Hooray.
Also, because the setting is high-ass magic, I can totally justify using some sci-fi maps. My eyebrows are wiggling.
I like magic.
I do like high magic. I mean, people are always like, why is everything made of metal? I'm like, listen, if you can make metal into buildings, into shapes, and weld them together easily, then making things out of metal is a very good idea if you want to set them up quickly in certain areas.
Look,
Instead
I've
of
seen Tezzeret. He does that shit.
So yes, in some places, especially mountains, it's easier to just mine up a rock, squeeze the metal juice out of it, and shape it into a vague plate form than it is to cut down a tree. Additionally, cutting down trees.
Anyway.
Additionally, every tree cut down increases the chances of you meeting a tree spirit, like that random event from RuneScape, except it's several times as big and not gonna stop. Point is, kids, you've been hired or told or tasked. I don't know. I don't know how this alternative universe campaign is going, but what I do know is that you are at one of the depots between the Neverwinter Waterdeep line, where people haven't heard from in a while, and they're a little concerned about it, and so they send you to figure it out. Your primary job is to make sure this place goes back and operational again. Preferably before something breaks and the repair team can't show up in time. That's on you if it happens. As such, you made your way to this particular structure, going down the small sideline. I haven't explained what they look like yet. The way trains work in this setting is that these massive rings between which you make this magical airflow where you can just hover giant metal objects. Kind of like maglev, but way fancier. So when you make an offshoot, you just put some different... So you make a different ring, you go over there. This is one of the depots that was used to accelerate the construction project in the early days. Which is to say, during the days when the technology was so new that everyone was kind of worried about all the... What are they called again? Teething problems. That's the fun term for it.
Yay, teeth.
I think in Dutch you call it child illnesses. It's great.
Sounds a little more boring.
This research depot has its own set of people who primarily make sure that the tracks are doing fine, and also that the chaotic, encroaching force of nature doesn't consume the whole place. That's also a very important thing to do. Mountains are quite wild, you see, unless you build a huge... That is a high-ass magic arm. I bet you could punch through a wall with that. You can't hold a pen with those claws, though.
He's a super bad person too.
From the outside, this structure, it's mostly a big flat box. There is the command center on the first floor, excuse me. I use ground floor, but every time I switch to English, I'm immediately the other way around. It's great. On the first floor, or the second floor for people who think that the ground floor is the first floor, is a large set of windows. There's another, so that's to the north and northeast corner is this large set of windows. Might be some sort of break room. Then there's some additional windows on the north section, separated. You can't quite see inside because, it's a floor up, and these are like the 3-meter high floors you have in industrial areas. The building itself is mostly made out of metal. You can tell that it's been here a while because it's starting to wear and tear. Like, certain areas are smoothed out. The construction technique for many of these things is, it looks nice, but that's only because it's been smoothed out a little bit. This is a very rough method of building buildings. Additionally, you do have some alternate ways of entering the structure. I'm just putting you near the one that, for me, makes the most sense. There are 4 main access ways that are visible other than going to the roof. And that is that there are 2 garages, and then there are the airlocks. AKA the snowy mountains are fucking cold. I would like for you to keep the cold air outdoors.
I can appreciate that.
I might lock up, yeah. Don't do that to me.
Nobody wants to be in a place of big chilies. Brrr.
I'm pretty sure I have an
Chills.
upper limit on chill. Or a lower limit? No, upper limit.
Once you approach the front doors, which are pretty much what you'd expect in a place that's built in the wild, these are these big, heavy, vault-like doors that would keep a place safe from, say, a bear that's several times the size of a horse. And they're not... These doors normally are powered in that you put like a little air crystal in between and you pop it and it just goes psh, open. It's a great way of opening doors. It's also a great way to break your doors over a long period of use. It doesn't work. Like, the whole system doesn't seem to respond to anything. People really like their buttons in this universe, and the buttons ain't doing it. So you kind of have to peel it open. And when you do, you start to figure out what might be wrong. There's an emergency light crystal that's flickering on and off, as if it's been burning for a while, far beyond what it was originally intended to do. As you can imagine, emergency lighting not designed to be used for long-term lighting. There's also a...
Games told me that it works forever.
Additionally, there's... Once you open the big door and you can see inside, there is a mixture of... One, the inside is as cold as the outside, so clearly heating doesn't work. And second, you can hear distant voices among just general ruckusing. Like things moving, people doing things, the settling of the building. The air smells extremely stagnant, which you would expect with a big, heavy door like this. So what do you do, kids? Doors here are labeled. The door to the north is labeled garage. To the west is not labeled at all. Probably means it's a corridor or someone's closet. Or a secret bathroom with a double door? To the south is the stairs. Again, your job is mostly to get rid of the foreign elements, like a bunch of antibodies. Make them play nice or go away.
Makes sense. Also, I can't move my character.
Thou canst?
I cannot move my token now.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't either.
Now you can.
Oh no! We're frozen!
I don't know. Where are
Yeah,
the
now I
stagnant ones?
By the way, I installed Drag Ruler. If you
Oh, okay.
if you drag far enough, it'll change colors to indicate that you need to move, that you need to dash to get that far.
Oh,
That is
cool.
nice.
I didn't know it also worked with this, but it does apparently. That's great.
No more me being, like, rock stupid. Hell yeah.
Also, it works
Well,
in
maybe
2E. It's really fun in 2E because since you have 3 actions, it makes it very easy to tell. Okay, so where do you want to go? Do you want to go to a set of stairs? Do you want to go to a mystery door? Or do you want to go to the garage? Which you could see from the outside, but, internal lighting was working, so all you really saw was a bunch of darkness and, like, the big pulley system they use to lift vehicles up and stuff.
Well, I mean, It's the closest to the outside, so we don't want any outer elements sneaking out. Maybe.
And if we wanted to check it later, we'd have to loop all the way back around to the entrance.
Yeah, so we check the garage first. What do you think, Navigator Canny?
I think it's a good idea. Like,
What of you, small friend?
basically,
I like
also,
trees.
this is very, this is
Also,
very much
that's
the
what it said. What about you, small friend? Looks at the fairy, looks at the goblin.
technically not the smallest one for once.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm like, I said it last time, but I don't think I wrote it down. I was like 4.5 feet tall or something.
Yeah, you're actually taller than me because I'm like 3'8".
Yeah. But yeah, going to the garage seems like a good choice. You know, it's another entrance, so if we check the entrances first, then we can just work our way in.
To the garage then.
Marvelous. What you see ahead of you is not actually a garage. It appears to be some sort of large forge. There's few things you can see through the crack of the sort of open door that's probably used for on and off loading is a huge crane that has access to this large die cast thing. You know, where you would pour in a bunch of metal and you would pull a bunch of ingots out.
Yeah.
Additionally, now that you've opened it, you hear two distinct sounds quite clearly. One is a conversation between something deep and rumbly and loud, then a distant, lighter voice. Both sound kind of scratchy. And then there's this ambient snoring.
There are alive things in there.
Additionally, due to the stagnancy of the air, you can't see too far ahead before it becomes this blurriness.
Maybe we should
You guys want me to go in?
Yeah,
Well,
I can creep in and
I point
Yeah,
to the canny. They can sneak.
yeah, I can try and
But I don't have to open the door.
Well, the door's open.
I thought it was like partly open.
How opens the like? I assume we just opened the door. Like,
Jesus.
yeah,
actually, wait. If we can't see through the murk, maybe they can't either. Can he sneak in there? Do
These are rogue stuff. Or I'll
Me-
teleport you in.
we don't have to do the thing like, man, if in a situation of stealth and intrigue, if only we had a rogue.
Yeah, and we don't have to tell Ringo to do it. Or we don't have to tell Fee to do it 12 times.
Well,
I can try and find out whatever's making that noise without being spotted, I guess.
marvelous. Let's take a look at how good this lady is at spotting things. I'm going to take a look at how good you are at sneaking. Oh. You know what? We're not going to bother rolling. This thing isn't going to notice you. Also, the other guy is like snoozing. So, all right. You slink your way across. There's a wall over here, by the way. Sneaking your way
It's very
past.
dark.
It's dark, but unfortunately, lighting systems tend not to allow for the long, shimmering, ambient, reflective light that you get in most areas. But you see this just hulk of a woman.
Jesus Christ.
She is like several times your height, and most of her limbs bend in the wrong places and are hulky and deformed, and a bunch of roots and branches seem to grow out of her. She does, however, have a jolly expression on her face. In that she seems to be very happy to be here, or something in that direction. Do you speak Giant?
No.
Unfortunately, you don't understand what she says, but she does seem very excited about it. Also, in the deep ambient gloom... no, you can't see this thing, because it's too far away. You can see that there's something on top of this large metal canister, which is a bit further north.
I'll just kind of signal back to the door, the two peeking through, just just like a horrified look, and then like a number 2.
Makes a fun dump on the floor.
Can I manage to creep a little closer to see whatever the second thing is?
You could probably make it around the crane, yes.
Swoop.
Boop, 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 boop.
Boop.
Sitting atop of the large... You can't... Considering how cool the air is, that thing probably is like a massive heat sink that would make you feel icy cold in like minutes if you were to sprawl out over it. But this thing seems perfectly fine just sprawling out over it. It is a long... I could say ferret-like creature in terms of body construction. Like very long and tubular with 6 set of walkie limbs. And a big fat, I'm gonna bite your head off head.
Ooh.
Well, at least we know what the head's for.
Here's the full
That's what
token,
heads
by the way.
usually are for, fighting things.
It seems to be very comfortable atop of that thing. Hence why it's snoozing.
Ooh. Alright, I can probably creep back and, tell the others exactly what I've seen.
What did your gobbo eyes see?
Blue.
It's a really huge lady with a lot of like sticks and stuff sticking out of her, who's speaking some kind of big grumbly language, kind of muttering to herself. She looked very happy though.
Actually,
And
she
a-
was talking down. So, let me point this out because it's kind of important. Right next to her is this. This is where one of those die casts could go, but it's also a huge hole that goes downward to some sort of basement floor. You imagine?
I mean, talking to something in the basement instead of herself, and also a really big cold lizard. Looked like it had really big teeth.
All right. Well, we need to stay out of that thing's mouth. And
Good plan.
if it's not supposed to be here, I guess we have to go get rid of that.
Yeah, it is kind of our job to deal with foreign elements.
All right.
So
Candy,
you guys want to like go in there and pokey?
we gotta pokey them. Candy, go back in there and then kill them.
Well, we stay here.
Rogue, carry the party.
Rogue,
That's
your
5e
boat.
they could.
I mean, I can try and ambush the big lizard, but the
Actually,
lady's gonna notice.
I bet we could both ambush at the same time, maybe.
Hey, Rogue.
Yeah, that's me.
Slightly taller than me, short person. So what if? Okay, you need to get behind him, like knife him in the back, right?
Yeah.
What if you were just there? You didn't have to walk.
That would probably make sneaking a little bit easier.
What if I could just like poke you and be like blah 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 blah, and you're over there?
Call it.
It's, those are the magic words.
I don't use magic words, so it could be.
Yeah. You should probably sprinkle some in just for flavor. It could be fun.
I mean, I assume she does.
And they're always different and never make any sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if you can dump me on top of the lizard, I can just start stabbing, and then you guys can.
Metal friend, step back. I need you
Machine.
closer.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep. Tanya steps back bravely, boldly even.
But I was kind of like,
What a bold maneuver.
I'm just moving right here, so I can wait. Why can't I move over there? I'm trying to move so I can stand inside next to Dizzy.
You keep
I am
moving
as
into
out
each
of
other.
the way
So.
as it can be.
There
You're
we go.
probably trying to clip through a wall. Goes pathing.
So I'm gonna get in. I get take Dizzy's hand. And how far away is the frost lizard thing?
From where you
pretty
are right
far.
now,
Yours
you imagine about
all
60
the way
feet.
over there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, around about 60.
And I'm gonna use one of my spell points to teleport you next to it.
Okay.
Good luck.
Eh,
Oh, by the way, first off,
You need to have line of sight to your destination, unfortunately. It's a little dangerous
Oh,
to
I can
teleport
see it
someone
here.
someplace you can't see. There are, I think, I imagine augments and stuff that let you circumvent that, though.
there is unseen teleport.
There you go.
I can't see it from here. Dang it.
yeah,
Well-
it's really dark.
Actually, you probably could. It's just that it's so murky. Like, line of sight probably still applies, but it's all murky and, like, you can't actually make out that much detail. You can, however, see it in the same way that a person without glasses that's nearsighted can see distant objects. So sure, you can totally do this. However, I would like to remind you that you're all 60 feet away from her at that point, while she's on top of a giant lizard.
What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know,
Probably getting eaten by a lizard.
buck and bronco, baby.
Look, it's
I have
fine.
approximately 2 seconds to stop her from doing this, by the way. Low wisdom.
Tanya
Also
thinks
low wisdom.
Kenny
You
will
can't
look
use your character as an
amazing,
excuse for your decisions.
but I can.
Well, if
Which is me politely reminding you
maybe
that
it'd be
characters
better
hold no power.
we get closer first, like at least get Tanya a bit closer so they can somewhat join in
Do you hear
once
this
I start going to town.
as you're negotiating plans? You hear this clinging, clanging sounds, like metal falling on metal.
What they doing over there?
It's not you, Tanya, that's making this noise. In case you want to get sassy about it.
But yeah, that's
Fine. I'll float closer. Haha, I don't make footfall noises.
You can,
yeah. Where are they? Sort of close.
as mentioned, you can see the old lady in like the ambient light off in the distance. This large, gloomy, shadowy shape that's messing with objects, trying to find something. Probably she's throwing things around.
So she's being pretty loud. I mean, probably don't even have to sneak too much.
It's not too far from here. It's like 40 feet from where you are right now. Again, you
Well,
have like a
then,
you have like a
augment
sight
and I
limit of
can
30 feet until you fix the air here.
Well,
So,
I'm
let's
as
go
ready
a
as I'll
little
ever be.
closer.
Ready as a
Oh,
banana.
yeah.
Claire's got the sniffles.
They got sniffles.
I say we bully her about it.
Had the coffees too, but
All right.
hickety hackies.
No drinking coffee.
If Candy wants to teleport her over.
Watch out!
What do you do next,
Surprise!
Candy?
It's me.
What do you do, Candy? What's the
Stab it
plan?
in the face.
I don't know.
Surprise!
I don't know if that's necessarily a plan, but go for it. Being an unconscious
I
creature,
mean, generously it counts as a plan.
you get advantage on the attack roll A, and B, if you hit at all, you get a crit.
Oh,
If you miss, you get a hit.
I think this is how you did advantage. It's been a while.
It was shift or control, who knows? It's the other way around,
Control. So-
baby!
That was
It's the same number of dice, so it's a 24.
24, cool. You got a 7 on
And
your base
then-
damage. Please roll me your crit sneak. Click that plus.
Oh, that's plus.
Jesus, 22 plus 7 makes for 29 damage.
It just annihilates the person from existence.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's still alive. It's a massive thing. You're not going to kill it with one cut unless you get the right cut. The bigger something gets, the deeper the arteries get buried. Damn it.
Darn it.
This thing lets out a cry of pain as if it awoke from a terrible nightmare. Its voice is
Nightmare
deep,
thing.
and into a
Stab.
different one.
and you can hear through the light resonance the multiple chambers in its chest that facilitate breathing. What's your name again? Canny. I want to say Annie, but it's Canny. You take 1 cold damage because you're on top of something that is as cold as a popsicle. because now that you're right on top of it, you can tell that it emits this very constant, slight ambient cold. I would also like to point out you don't actually see anything, so you're kind of mostly in this darkish gloom of the room. I'm surprised you didn't bother striking up a light source. Even
Yeah,
just
I wanted
like,
to
you know,
sneak.
a covered torch. Anyway,
I got thrown off by the technological place.
the lady who's like bent over this box of things, you see the shape suddenly stand upright. You become acutely aware of how tall she actually is. And then she starts yelling about, "What's this? What's up, big boy?" And she walks on over and sees this big thing. "Oh, little booba, what's with little booba?"
Hi.
I mean, she can't really see you because her large pet is squirming all over the place. And since she can't see colors, I think you blend in very well. Yeah, you actually kind of blend in with the creature, so she can't quite tell you you're there. Tanya, you see blurry shapes in the darkness.
All right.
Also, you felt like this. The fun thing about metal floors is they resonate real nicely with big, heavy footfalls.
Well,
Like a giant lizard or a big
I,
lady.
I tap Iceland tag in. I charge over the shapes.
You
Okay.
head on over.
Please don't charge me.
Do not
am I going
bully
right
your
direction?
allies.
I can't. I still can't see anything.
Why do you think I told you to strike up a light source?
All right. You know what? I need to. Oh wait. I'd be close enough to see it then, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can see the vague outline of a creature because again, light sources create ambient gloom instead of just direct lighting.
Pharaoh, we need light! I yell as I run into the darkness. And you know what? I'm a. All right, that's not how that hat works. I'm going to take a swing at this this lizard in the dark. It's fine.
Excellent. You have disadvantage on all your attack rolls until someone puts a light in this thing.
That fairy light. But
I haven't had that chance.
Yeah, you
No,
kind of
no, you're
sprang
good.
into this before the fairy could do anything. So what do you do, Tanya?
No, I wanted to. There we go. No, minus.
I mean, the
That
result's
was
the
minus.
same.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
You still got the 26. You can't get
You want to
lower.
grapple it?
I mean, higher.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to grapple this.
Don't forget, you got that opening move.
I'm still like hanging off of it.
Oh yeah, I have opening strike.
Also, don't forget that you have extra attack now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
do.
can attack twice a turn.
Well, first I'm gonna grapple it because then I get bonus damage if I grapple it.
You fail.
Darn it. Or fine, I'll just punch it again. Wait,
You-
if I punch it again, do I get to roll again?
No,
With
you had to use a bonus action to use opening strike. So
Okay.
doesn't quite work that way.
Okay, didn't do much there, but you know.
Ashling. All you see is like these dark shapes and the occasional reflective glimmer.
Fairy fire.
Congratulations, you just blinded the whole party. Go for it. Show me what fairy fire is going to look like.
It's not listed on my sheet, but it's a racial ability of mine. It is a 20-foot cube that outlines things in green, blue, or violet light. I'm choosing green.
If you give me like 5 moments.
They're outlined in light, and if they fail, they have to do a dex saving throw and some casting ability.
Here we go. Fairy fire. All right. I added it to your sheet, and I'm gonna make it a thing. You can. How many times per day can you do this?
I can cast it once per day without using a spell slot.
Congratulations. You know I actually have fairy fire on your sheet. Cast at level. Oh, we've no available for slots, but it doesn't take slots. How do I set it to not take slots? Oh, probably making it a cantrip. Saving throw default. What's your casting thing?
It is
Your spellcasting modifier?
Yes, choice of intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
Okay, well, you can now use the cantrip at the bottom.
And it's intelligence.
Because I haven't quite figured out how to make it not use slots.
So it's going to be
Does innate spellcasting get rid of that?
right there.
Uses 0 out of 1. Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's take a look. Oh. 20-foot cube. That's enough to hit both of them, so they'll start to glimmer glamour. What color are they?
Green. I like
Green.
Go wing.
I mean, if you want to, I can also make
I'm
them
also-
rainbow colored.
I do.
Excellent.
I want
What kind of
this.
what kind of question is that? Of course.
I am a creature of color.
Wait, is it bright light or okay, dim light? Gotcha. Just want to make sure. Okay, cool. I'll make a chroma.
Oh yeah,
We got
Now
it.
you can see now.
disco lizard.
It's a boy
And
JD.
you get
All
2
right.
actions per turn, right?
No,
We get an extra attack.
that's Iron Claw. Oh, it's dim light and 10-foot
and then
radius.
I'm gonna move over here. For my move.
Hark! They have special magical power to make themselves rainbow.
That's me.
she asked you to do it, but she just forgets.
On the good side, you can actually see the big thing. On the downside, it's not emitting any light.
The seeing it was the important part.
Marvelous.
Oh man, my wild magic.
Does lady have magic resistance, spell resistance? I don't think that would apply to just getting covered in shit. Wild
so either.
magic. Canny, you're on top of a large lizard. There's fairy dust all over the place.
Yeah, she sprinkled you in a lot of that.
It's all sorts of colors now suddenly.
That's
You're in
gonna
a
be
rave.
awful to get out.
Things went from pitch dark to disco party.
Luckily, I think you have a whole bunch of shit that makes it really easy to beat someone up who's adjacent to a friend.
Yeah. What was the?
Well, you can give yourself advantage with that feint thing you have.
Yeah, I was trying to remember where it was. Yeah, I can use bonus action to feint and give myself advantage, and because I have the
Fencing, you can re-roll one of them or something. And you have
yeah,
an exploit.
I have a whole bunch of things. So yeah, I'll stab.
Just roll a d20. You hit him, but the d20. Let's see if you get it a 20. Like use the dice tray. Ooh. Well, you never know. You might. Okay, so 10. Roll me some sneak attack too, because that applies. Dang, that's a good roll.
That's a
No.
spicy roll.
Also have the exploit, so I can stab at one of its legs.
Marvelous. What?
I don't think it attacks its legs, but
You know, I like the idea that, like, while this is happening, they just never see the goblin.
I'm just
You said
crawling
she's
around. like a-
colorblind.
Yeah, I know. Like, I just like the idea, like, the whole time, though. Just, like, they just never know there's a goblin.
Just crawling around it like a bloody weevil.
Oh god, for someone colorblind, raves must be really boring.
I mean, they like shift
Just bright
slightly.
lights.
Oh no, wait. If it's just hue shift, then yes. All right. All right. All right. Although, I mean, this thing has like 6 arms. How effective would it really be by getting swept in the arm? First thing it's gonna do is it's gonna just wiggle around aggressively, trying to wiggle you off there, Canny.
Don't like this.
Okay, you don't even have to counter roll.
Failed.
I imagine that your sword is in there deep enough that it's a free handle. Whee!
We.
It immediately picks up on you boys down there and lets loose a freezing
Oh,
breath.
God.
Whoosh. Tanya and Aisling, please roll and be careful.
Be very careful.
Jesus Christ, that's a fat.
Yeah,
roll,
I'm a
okay.
hero point on my roll. Can you hero point on saving throws, right?
Probably. Don't forget you share one big pool.
Yeah, it's a like D20 roll. So
Just dies.
That's why hero pointed that.
yeah, there we go.
I just take 1 million damage.
That would have actually downed me in one hit. There's a reason I needed to stop that.
You know what? I think Plan send Dizzy in here alone would have been just way better.
Zonky Wonkies.
Holy crap. 8 D10s? Wait, is that 8 D10s? That was its
Yeah,
low roll?
Well, one
How
of
is
them
it
was a low
apparently
roll.
screwing up?
Anyway, big lady Hag's turn is. What a beautiful young lady she is, as she jumps across, and the meadow grating that is not designed to hold large creatures romping and stomping on it dents inward.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a nice little attack roll against you. No, I don't want to start another combat. Get rid of this one, thank you. Claire, her arms go wide, and she plans to grab you for a big hug. Since you're bullying
Well-
her pet, would you not? Could you not? Could you not?
I'm gonna big hug her. Oh my god. What is
What the
that?
hell are these numbers?
Big.
I am dead. I think I'm just dead.
Yeah, I think that's like
Excuse me.
that's
Claire, I would like to point out that the second damage doesn't apply. That's if she manages to keep the hug going. And that is also an
Phil,
amazing roll.
23?
Well, that's mostly with...
So what I'm taking.
What is going on with this thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
What
so
are
I'm
these
taking 20,
numbers?
Yeah, I'm taking 23
23
damage.
with half of it being ones.
I would like to point out that when I was browsing CR5 creatures before, because I didn't have all that much time, a lot of them... Like, here, I got an Oobleck. An adult Ooblex. He does 1d6 damage plus 2d4 psychic. And then this thing
Oh,
comes
yeah.
rolling around the fucking corner with 96.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
both of these things could one-shot most of our party.
Yeah, I'm actually down from that, just her being grabbed, because I can't.
I
Like,
see.
my armor class is 18.
I'm like looking at other things of like comparable CRs, and it's like the numbers do not align at all. What the fuck happened here?
That was the thing that was actually the thing I saw on the XP level 3 thing where they were talking about like, here's a bunch of things that equal this level. One fireball kills it all, or here is one juvenile dragon that murders the entire party instantaneously.
Congratulations.
Like the CRs for 5th edition are insane.
I'll give Pathfinder 2e. I guess Pathfinder 2e made me soft. Made me very soft.
This is the true Iron Man D&D, where you just. Because. The salamander screwed up. Like, so. No, really. Alright. I mean, DC 17, that seems almost normal to me at this point. But. 8
So-
D10s.
So here's why I think they did. So let me just lay out her 3 attacks for you. She has multi-attack, so she makes 1 with her bite and 2 with her claws. Her claws and her bite both do 3d6 damage. I don't know why they are separate attacks when they are fundamentally the same, other than that they have a slightly different damage type. Her hug, which is not multi-attack, combines all those dice together for some god-awful reason.
What? What?
So essentially, she gets 6 attacks in a turn if she gets all of them.
No. She gets
we
one
are-
or the other. But it's 9d6
3.
either way.
9. Okay.
Yeah, I get Claire. That damage is with half of them being ones.
I have to look. Okay, look. I gotta. How much damage can I do on a punch?
I would
Let's
like to
see,
also point out that the average damage on Crushing Hug is 36, and that is half of her hit points. Like, of
That's-
the hag herself. Would
That's 2/3 of my hit points.
I don't get it. I want to know
That's
what the...
all of my hit
This,
points.
by the way, is also in Volo's Guide to Monsters. This is not the monster manual. They've made other monsters before. What the
Yeah.
fuck
Can I
is
even
wrong with you,
visual-
wizards?
Can I even chokehold this thing? Like,
I think I'm
will it
gonna
just
I think I'm
die
gonna
inst-
I think I'm gonna retcon that, and I'm gonna use a certain website's very awesome ability to lower CR so that we have a slightly less deadly attack to work with.
Yeah, because one of these is like boss level for us at the moment.
I'm
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I gotta ask: is the creepy frost salamander's like frost breath like a normal thing it can just keep doing, or is that like it's one
recharge.
thing?
It has to
Yeah, it's
meet certain conditions to
dragon
recharge
rules.
it. To be
Okay,
specific,
so at least you can't spam that.
every
Oh, yeah.
turn it has like a 1 in 6 chance of getting it back.
I don't know. I'm just like staring, like what's happening.
All
Yeah,
right,
wizards.
Claire, we're gonna roll again. I'm gonna roll again, and this time I roll a 4 out of 5 to hit. So pat. I think so. Here's the thing, right? I think the idea in 5e, which I'm just gonna just imagine me Captain America grabbing a chair, like pulling it up. So I've
You
seen
messed up.
I've seen a bunch of people who have mentioned that 5e has hidden monster stats, which is every monster has an assigned trait if it's a boss monster or not. You know, it's like, okay, this is a boss monster. It gets legendary actions or lair actions, and it just gets better stats than it should have for its level in order to make it a bit spookier. And all I can think about is, well, see, you can't do that without telling the GM. GMs reading this book need to know this. You can't just do shit and not tell someone why it is that way. Because guess what? I'll make a mistake. You might be like,
Yeah,
well,
then this stuff happens.
like you might go like, Forey did that and everyone hated it. No. People love the part where Forey told you what the fuck a monster's supposed to be doing. That part they loved. That was great. Made it really easy to use them. You got rid of that, you fuckers. Ugh. Also, Pathfinder 2e, same mistake. I'm here across the room and I'm yelling at you. Like, I know that everything scales, but some things are just meant to be boss monsters. Come on. Anyway, Claire, this time it's a miss. We're going to stick with these reduced stats. Because I don't get the deal here. Tanya, would you like to wrestle the lady with whom you have advantage against? Because she's all glowy. Or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the lady now, and we'll work with the lizard later because she seems kind of rough, and I have this weird suspicion that I need to. Okay, well, I meant to roll that with advantage, but I got a crit, so I'm gonna take that. All right, so I crit. I am going to athletics. Okay, that's another good roll.
She is firmly gripped.
And
She
I'm
like
gonna...
goes in.
Wait, you know what? I'm a chokehold. Yeah, just... Oh, and since I have her grapple, I boast to give everyone advantage.
Where's grappled? It's not a thing. Come on, man. I mean, it really is just that you can't move away, but come on, man. She's yelling about you bullying her booba, and then she goes...
Yep. I was just like, oh.
No, you shushy time now. I saw.
Claire, you have extra attack. Are you going to attack again or what?
I thought chokehold had to be my extra attack.
No, that's a slam you
Wait.
apply.
Okay, yeah, I'll punch her.
Slam her again.
Slam her again.
No, that's not
Yeah,
basic.
I
It's
punch her.
wrestling. Base wrestling would be it, if anything.
Okay, no.
You have advantage, Claire. God dang it.
I keep clicking it and it won't give me the advantage. Oh yeah, okay, I punch her again. Shut up. Chokes her.
Slap. Ashling.
Okay, so I'm going to use one of my fancy spell points.
You're building a harmless
and
old
I'm
mutant woman.
going to augment my blast to do extra damage, and I'm going to target both of the targets because I can do that with Ray. With Scorching. They're probably not exactly fans of fire, right?
Probably not, considering it's emitting this constant... Oh.
Pew pew.
Really? 14 on both?
This
Wow.
is in both instances.
That's rude.
Well, that was an effective turn.
I mean, I'm a little upset that you
Actually,
didn't hit that
fireflies-
big guy with fire. Would be fun for me. Kenny. Don't forget, you're right on top of this thing. You're getting slowly but
Yeah.
surely frozen over.
Owie. Oof.
This is the price you
Doesn't
pay
mean
for
I'm
being on its
gonna
back.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop.
Nope.
Can't stop me, big boy.
Same as last time. And then a bonus one.
What a beautiful cut. Shoo.
Stab, stab.
They can't all be ridiculously good rolls.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a big
It's the
old.
price we paid for the better future.
It's a big old bucking bronco. Annie, roll me
He's
your
not
athletics.
bucking,
It's trying to
apparently.
throw you off.
Athletics.
And he has a -1. Hey.
Aha! Can't get rid of me that easy.
Well, it can still try to do something nasty. And that is a bite of Baby Claire. Let go of her boss.
Oh my god, that max damage and that just hits. Wait, why did I attack? Was there a reason I attacked?
I wouldn't know.
I was reducing my health and it attacked. That's weird.
Zoinky winkies. That's what I gotta say.
Well, she's still choking, being choked out, so she loses a hit die.
What?
Or however it works. Constitution modifier. How's that work again? Yeah.
She can survive for 2 rounds. So she needs to get out of here. She attempts to break free, Tanya.
What a roll against that?
Athletics against her.
What would you roll against someone rolling athletics when you use athletics to grapple someone?
Yeah, I don't know
Religion.
why I asked that. But no, she does not get out. I go, no.
Arcana.
Tanya, you got her. You got her real good. Someone's snapping at you with the big snappy jaws.
I'm a little busy. I'm going to second wind. Because I need that. Which I haven't used that in a while. Where is that? Second wind. Bonus action to regain hit points 1d10 to my conscript level. Plus my conscript level. So I'm level 5 plus 1d10.
That's your bonus action.
So 15. I got 15 back.
Claire, for God's sake, you can just click second wind to get the roll.
Oh.
So you recover 15.
Okay, game, what are you doing?
Sharkbait nipping
there
at
we
your
go.
ankles.
Well, since I got her here, I'm just gonna punch her.
Slam her again.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she probably is just squeezing.
Yeah, like so. No advantage. God.
Click the plus. Thank
Keep
you.
Yeah, I keep clicking it. And we'll
That's
punch her.
Well, she's gonna go down eventually at this rate, at some point in the distant future. I mean, to be fair, you get one more attack, Claire!
I don't know why it's not like it's being stupid on the clicks, but whatever.
It does not
I
automatically
tried it
roll your
again.
secondary attack, no.
Well,
Bet.
no, it wasn't. Meh. Doesn't matter. It hit her really hard.
Ashling.
Okay, so I'm slip in here to attack range.
Hi.
Hi. I'm gonna use a spell point again. Guided strike, so I have advantage again.
You're
I'm gonna hit something this time.
cool.
There we go.
Okay, so I hit the big boy with the fire blast.
Excellent. It gets its breath back.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Seth was just waiting for that. Like, man, I sure hope someone.
Now, because I use scorching, it also takes another 3 damage from my proficiency type added to it.
Which is 3 damage.
3.
Well, it is vulnerable to fire,
And
so it takes
then-
double from that.
Okay, so yeah, it's taken a lot of damage from this then.
Mm-hmm. It's got all these scorch marks on its body, sizzling flesh.
And then I'm gonna stab it
Marvelous.
by using my martial focus.
If only we had Bella here with her character to steal breath weapons. You have no. What gave you advantage to this?
I used guided strike on my initial one, which gives me advantage on all ray type attacks.
This is a sword you're using.
Yeah, I don't have advantage. I'm doing my bonus attack.
By the
I'm
way,
using
Claire,
my class feature to roll into my attacks.
Claire, I just remembered
Yes.
something. That bite does not include the -2 penalty you took, so it actually missed.
Whoa.
But I attacked twice because those are actually my normal attacks.
Can you
because
explain
I'm using, spell combat?
spell combat? Let's take a look at spell combat, because I can assure you that's not how that works, because I know how 5e handles this shit. Here we go. One
Oh,
weapon
I have
attack.
your
That's
back,
very
right?
specifically one weapon attack.
So if I use my spell, I don't get both my attacks. Damn.
No, it's not the. If it's the attack action, you could take a little.
So this thing has a lot of HP still. If it took like 54 damage from me.
I mean, it's a massive thing. It's an undertaking. Kenny,
That's
Kenny,
me.
you gotta do this now, or that thing is gonna start thrashing into your friends and fall down on top of them, probably.
I'll try and make this one count.
Handsome. Oh, bleh. God damn it! I
Ah.
got the acid. Oh, ooh, that's bad acid.
Oh no.
I was good at when I eat something that's.
Snappy's dissolving.
The creature falls still. You quickly have to hop off, or you'll fall down to the offside of it, because it like rolls off this rounded furnace. The lady is is yelling about her booba. Claire, you better watch out. You better not cry. She's coming for you, baby. She
No,
reaches
shouldn't get
behind
out
herself,
either.
Claire, and she tries to claw your eyes out. She rolls 1 success. I can't imagine she can bite from where she is right now. Claire, you take 13 damage, which means you gotta give back what you already took. And then I think she falls unconscious because she has 2 con modifier, and she got choked for 2 rounds, so she's down to 0, down and out.
Did you just choke out an old woman?
Yes. That is what it looks like. Although, to be fair, it is an old woman who has trees growing out of her.
And she's like 14 feet tall.
Also, her elbows are on 2 different lengths of her arm. And some of her hands have these overinflated knuckles. She's like a poster child for birth defects.
Guy did a healing on me.
She's like a English monarch.
You could be, yeah, pretty much. A lot of inbreeding must have happened in her family. I mean, you could be the most tolerant person and still be like, oh shit, when you see this thing at the night. And then profusely apologize for being so rude to her. However, she did start attacking you, so, you know, fair game. Although
fair,
you
I
did
did
attack her
stab
pet
her dog.
first, so fair game there too.
Anyway,
Luckily, the courts do not consider Fae and other natural beings to have any rights, at least in civilized places.
Wait,
So you
what?
can kill whoever you want out here.
hey, don't say it too loud.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, what was that about Fae not having natural rights?
You are a natural enemy of civilization.
I mean, this is true. I am like, even in our other campaign, I'm like the incarnation of chaotic doing stuff.
In some
Ow.
cases, the very presence of Fae causes technology to fail, which is great.
Ooh, maybe
Yeah.
that is the thing with me.
Yeah,
They
you're kind
thought
of like
that-
a noble spirit from fate or something.
Very interesting that whoever
Be a
hired
heroic
us to do
spirit.
this saw that we have, a Fae party member and went, alright, you guys seem like you can fix a machine.
Hey, you know, you gotta at least pretend to be tolerant of other people. That way, look the
Hey,
other way when
Cotton,
you
do
start
you have a
stealing all their
healing
points.
potion?
I've got one if you need it.
Wouldn't a place like this have like a fucking first aid cabinet somewhere?
I
Yeah,
hope.
probably.
You're
Health
literally.
and safety.
Where would you put a first aid
This
cabinet?
place,
Yeah,
I mean,
usually,
in the garage area like this, I'd assume there'd be one like on the wall.
yeah, usually near a door.
Yeah, for industrial accidents, OSHA compliance.
Unfortunately, you have no light source and thus cannot see further than where you're standing right now.
I can reach into my portal thingy and pull out a torch. I have a few in there.
Rummage, rummage.
Into what Claire refers to as the spooky hole.
Yeah, the spooky hole. That's what that is.
It's a hole that's spooky.
So yeah, I will provide a torch. One torch. I have critical the torch.
Apparently, you're braining someone with it. God dang.
It just kills. You pull it out, light the entire room ablaze.
And it's just like a matchbox. You just drag it across the salamander's
It's not
corpse.
even. It's not even like a normal torch. It just like detonates. Just. It's
Ooh,
flash
right.
cube.
Why is there this fucking fog effect happening?
Yeah, what is
Well, I thought that
Well,
was
I
the
thought it was
torch.
foggy in here.
Someone,
Yeah, I thought. What?
as you can see, your little torch does eventually create this layer of like reflection off of the goop in the air. There is a first aid kit on the wall over here. You see like the reflective strips those things tend to have?
Yeah, they usually make it pretty easy to see them in the dark.
Almost
Tanya,
like
don't jump into the metal.
it'd be fucking ironic if you break your if you cut your hand on the box trying to find it. Tanya, the floor can hold you. Don't worry about that. The metal grating doesn't immediately collapse under your weight. Down
Yay.
below, you see a few things actually. There's some sort of light source down there, and you can see this large shimmering pool of fog, and this icy blue liquid.
Oh.
Additionally, you're pretty sure that if you were to go down there, you would have visibility up to like 15 feet at best, because the gunk is very thick down there. You might want to open a window or something.
This gunk stuff isn't like actual fog or anything, because I'd be able to figure that out.
It's just like stale particulates, which might happen when you have a lady who's literally covered in tree.
Actually, I haven't thought about this, but first, Tanya, get over here. Medic station thing.
Tanya,
not
someone
here.
wants to put a band-aid on your boo-boo.
You're like covered in boo-boos.
Tanya is all boo boos. Boo boo in head. Boo boo hate.
Boo.
Damaged.
Listen, the big boy was called Booba, not Babu.
So yeah, I'm gonna start trying to apply some of this medical stuff on you with my medical science.
In the
You use,
meantime,
like,
I'm just
some-
gonna like.
You discover Darkseid. You see like a big old hole in Tanya, and you see a ferret operating her.
Swinky Wonkies, that's the
This
wrong
explains
place.
so little, but so much.
Oh man, I love that I made the ultimate invigorating pottage. Chunky. Or is that the best one?
Pottage.
Maybe it's full that's the best one. Yeah, full is the best one. Oof. Anyway, time to cram some potions down people's throats.
Hooray!
Really? That's all the potions that are in there? Ugh, give me like 5 seconds. I gotta import some things. This is the part where I go bum 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 bum.
Mysterious ferret who has been Tanya this entire time operating the
I
suit.
can't believe it. Shark bait.
Oh wait, she could have drowned that time out with the hag.
I demand to see the pictures of shark bait. Where is she?
Pay no attention to the ferret operating the mech.
What the heck? Oh,
The shark bait of Oz.
shark bait. Ooh. Everybody's thinking about shark bait. Inside this fine
Messes me
wall
every day.
are several bottles of superior healing, as well as assorted things that you would use to like rub out a wound that is infected or something.
Might need Save that for later.
Hey, Tanya, we're going to use one of these potions on you. I say, putting the rest into the spooky hole.
If you need some tweezers, here you go.
I would probably take the tweezers. They're useful for grabbing things. There you go, Tanya. Apply
Okay.
that.
Jesus.
I mean, you have a lot of hit points.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that brought me to that actually brought me +1 above healing full.
Yep, so we're good.
Tanya is now totally okay and not a ferret.
This
So
door.
I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I can make fog, which is, particulate water, right?
Yeah.
Can I use the fog to wash away the crap in the air?
On a case-by-case basis, probably.
It'll probably take a while.
I mean, it would. I couldn't do it here. It'd need a lot of fog.
I mean, I imagine that at least one of you is familiar enough with a depot like this that it probably has like some sort of ventilation system. Might have gotten clogged. Just jam a stick in there and that should fix this place right up.
Yeah.
Well, if we find the clog thingy, we can fix that easy.
Because this is not how these places tend to look with all the gunk in the air.
Yeah, I don't think the gunk is a feature.
Okay, the door up here is labeled spare parts. The door over here is labeled workshop. The other two are not labeled.
Huh.
We should probably check the workshop first. That's where people would be doing stuff that might be helpful.
Sounds like a plan.
Marvelous.
I'ma open the door.
You see a small chamber with an emergency light. Here is everything you need to turn metal into different shapes.
Boring.
It's a workshop. What do you want?
I don't know.
Huh.
Gold.
Couldn't you
That's
just
a
expect
metal.
Gold wiring is for your Beats headphones. Thank you.
That's right.
Or not an actual like video game RPG where there's just like random treasure chests thrown about.
Do we find
Well, why not?
Look,
What's
if
this
we
door?
find one, it's gonna be a goddamn mimic. So
If you find
what
one,
is
it's going to
that
be
door?
someone's personal possessions, and that'd be stealing until he's dead.
oh, okay, yeah, there's that.
I feel like Kenny probably was briefed before this mission on, don't just steal shit. People work here. This isn't a dungeon. So she's cranky about it.
If you find everyone dead in a pile, you're allowed to take whatever you want. We won't tell.
We also
Well,
won't question how they died.
That's a little suspect, but all right.
It's very sus that everyone's vital signs were perfectly fine until you showed up.
I'm sure it was just a coincidence.
Not
Well,
question it.
There's
It's
a
okay.
corridor up ahead and a large window that looks into some sort of, like there's several desks in there and papers.
I'm gonna zip over and look at the window.
The window is a sheet of silicate, I think, or something like that, but it's transparent and it makes a fancy sound when you hit it. It's invisible solid. Over here's like a big
What
locker box.
magic is this?
Tanya, you're lagging behind. Additionally, there's a little vent over here. The top of the room. There's also more doors. So many doors. Let me turn on my GMO vision. There's
Magic powers.
a plaque lightly lit over here. It tells you that this is the motor pool office, whatever that means. And this is the administrator's quarters. Ooh. That's right.
So all we need to do is we're trying to just remove the foreign elements from here.
Yes, and preferably also find and save everyone who works here. Priority is to make sure the trains don't start crashing.
Hey, Dealy Gobbo friend.
That's me.
This box, you want to open it?
Heck yeah.
Inside,
Can I?
I imagine that this thing reminds me of those Doom 3 locker boxes. Those big chunky things with those fancy control panels. A little blibbity blop of your little hand, and it opens up. Inside is these look like really cool things, but you have no idea what they are. They kind of looks like a drill, And the other thing kind of looks like this big metal hand, but you're not sure how to use them. If you were a train
Tanya, is
engineer,
this
maybe
one of
that makes
yours?
sense.
Like hold up the metal hand. Just like, this
Well-
yours?
Well, metal arm, it has like the whole thing up to the shoulder and everything. Well, Tanya, is it one of yours?
Yeah, Tanya, are you missing an arm? Do you have extras?
Yeah.
Tiny expects both of her arms. My arms are still attached to me. Yes.
Yeah, but do you carry extras?
Carry extra. You hear like a scurrying inside of her chest. No.
Was that a rat?
You gotta clean that thing out.
Claire, if you're bringing rats into this.
It's the new flavor now. This is my story.
Just powered
no,
by hands.
Yeah, she informs you very bluntly that her arms are in fact still attached to her, thankfully. And she does not carry extras. Though the thought now has interest to her.
Well,
Hey, Tanya,
doesn't seem like anything we can make use of.
where do we go now, Tanya? I don't know these places. I don't know technology. They don't like me here.
Tanya nods. Neither do I. I don't know anything about technology. She like jiggles the door handle on this office door. Oh wow, I clicked that and it opened. I didn't realize that would
Claire,
happen.
I'm pretty sure that Tanya would, in this setting, would know about technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I'm a fae.
Yeah.
I know a little about technology. Like this door is also technology.
Imagine being a platypus and being like right next to a telephone, and you pick up all the electrical signals inside. That's kind of how Fae work with technology around here. It's like you can
Yeah,
feel the
I might-
veins and arteries, but none of it really makes any sense. Tanya,
Why is it all boring? Like it's like magic, but not fun.
you're inside of an office. There's some lockers over there. There's a big old. It's now horribly stagnant, but there used to be water in these things, which is unusual. Also, there's like
anything's been rummaging around.
no rummaging. Whoever came here and took this place over is not interested in the paperwork, which is as boring as it sounds. It's mostly about like, oh, we checked pylon 75A. It's doing good. And oh, we made some
point-
spare parts.
I point to this door. You check that door. I'm
That's
gonna check.
That is
this
a
door.
that door is also leads to the same spare parts room, and that leads to the administrator quarters if your expectations are set appropriately. Canny, the door in front of you is locked. That is to say, it is locked from the other side. But I'm pretty sure you're the kind of person who can take care of that, right?
Probably.
You have like thieves' tools proficiency, right?
I was gonna ask
Uh,
if there's a keyhole that I could see through, so I could like go through it and then open it from the other side.
I don't actually have thieves' tool proficiency because of the background thing.
Oh.
I'm a pirate, not a thief.
Then you'll need a crowbar to open this door, and a Tanya.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
is there a keyhole that I could see through?
You're standing in front of a window.
No, I'm asking for like that door.
It's probably like a science lock.
What kind of door would you put in? I mean, this is like from the other side, so this is probably like a normal, like, hinge door.
Because if there is 1 inch of space anywhere, I can get through that door.
I think a keyhole is actually smaller than an inch. No, it's across keys can be an inch, yeah.
It depends on like how old the keys are. Like modern ones, no, but like old timey.
One quick warning
Thanks.
for you, though. If someone manifests through a keyhole that looks a little bit like a fae, you might panic anyone around here.
I mean,
So-
true.
I mean, yeah, you are like. You symbolize
God, there's
breaking
one
things.
of them.
Yeah, like you legit symbolize breaking of things. You know what? I'll just open this door. I see that the goblins having trouble because for some reason they're not using their like crowbar that they should have. You know, because they steal things off the walls and stuff.
All right,
Hey, listen.
roll me bustin' with advantage. That's athletics, by
Alright.
the way.
Bustin makes it feel good, Claire.
All right, so control. no,
Shift.
shift click. Yeah, shift click.
I mean, this is like a sturdy office door at best in terms of like how durable it is. So crack.
Fuck kick.
You find a room full of spare parts, and also kobolds. And there's like a
Oh,
gnome
they're
too.
cannies. Oh,
Canny.
no.
They're your cousins.
Not
Yeah,
Goblins, kobolds.
I know. I know what it said.
Rude.
Very rude.
Hello. Are
Oh,
you are you part of the unwanted elements?
I
That
mean,
sounds like you're talking about me.
a lot of people don't like gnomes, but you're pretty sure that the kobolds are an indication that these people are supposed to be here. Oh, would you look at that?
Oh.
Got ourselves our own little rescue service.
Yes. She just rolls into it.
Mind telling me
All
what
of
took
a
you
That's
so...
our
sudden,
job.
Ashleen flies in. Oh, the bloody English, mate.
Mind telling me what took you so long to get here in the first place?
Oh fuck. It's two
We've
of
got
them.
tight
I'm
schedules and
bleeding
deadlines to
giant,
meet.
Bleeding
Oh,
giant
no.
ice lizard, mate.
Oh, I don't want to hear from some fae who can't even keep track of her own day. Mr. Robot Man, you better start
It's
explaining
Thorpe
real fast what
Day.
took you so long.
Are you sane? All right. 1 second. What? She looks at the gnome and nods, and you can tell that she's trying to do like a Warforged smile. Warforged can't smile. She's doing something. She does like a little thumbs up. You're saved. And then she moves out of the way for Candy.
I've not been saved until this place is operational again, laddie. You better make sure that it can run again. How about you start by making the air not smell like absolute piss?
I mean,
Asleen's gonna lean into Tanya. He says he wants you to fix the air.
Yes.
how long is it going to take to get this place operational again? And stuff.
Well,
Clean the air. make
First,
it
you gotta
workable.
find their boss, which I think is this nasty lady with a really bad attitude and a little pet dragon.
Yeah, we killed that.
And she brought...
Yeah, that,
No.
that
No, I'm talking about the one that's not very big. I saw what you did over there.
how?
Well, the doors are locked on their side, and they kind of opened it briefly to take a look inside, and they saw what you did.
Oh, they were hiding. Okay.
Yeah, they were not locked in, they were hiding. Anyway, until you get rid of the big lady and her pet tribe and everything, and that dragon of hers, I wouldn't consider this place all that safe. There's also a troll somewhere, a bunch of elementals clogging up the pipes.
Great, so completely infested.
What do you
Good to
think
know.
happens? I thought the college would take this more seriously.
I don't know. We've just told there were foreign elements and to get this place working again.
Ah.
Didn't know the extent of the problem.
So either they decided to ignore my warning, or they didn't get it. Great. Either way, that's one for the report, I guess.
Yep.
Take it up with management.
Oh,
Right,
they're
let's
gonna be
go
here.
kill
They ain't gonna be in the end of it.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna go touch everything.
No. We.
Me too.
I saw like a little pamphlet, and it looked like something like you was on the cover, like warning signs of Fae. It had, and there was at least 3 or 4 pamphlets warning about your existence inside the factory.
I read that pamphlet too.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see what happens.
Here's her reading the pamphlet.
Exactly. There's those signs like all over the place with exactly Isling on it. Anyway,
I wonder who that's for.
we have apparently a lot of work to do. Do you guys have any idea where these various infestations would be so that we don't bump into them and kind of be unprepared?
Touching warning. Don't touch without consent.
The cautionary touch.
I mean, he imagines that, like, the tribe of Goliath that they took with them is probably, like, the sleepy places, the eaty places. There's a lot going on in this place right now.
This place has got turned into like a den almost. It's weird.
Yeah, like downstairs. He's pretty sure that the dragon is sleeping in, like, the cooling vats.
By the way, when he says dragon, does he mean like an actual dragon or something like that Drake?
Oh no, he means like a dragon, which in this setting is the equivalent of
Wait.
fighting a nuclear bomb.
cooling vats. Like, back,
You know, for like
Looks
cooling
fine.
the ingots quickly.
Yeah.
yeah, back there below us.
Yeah.
I'm open this door.
Click, click. Do you see the administrator's quarters? You imagine that if the administrator was here, they'd probably be upset at you rifling through their things, even though you just stepped into the room.
Yeah, I'm not stealing stuff.
What's property law?
I might be.
Property law, much like electricity,
Oh.
is boring.
This goes back to the office in case you're wondering, and this goes to a little bathroom. So nothing too special there.
Yeah.
Sometimes people gotta take a shower.
Oh yeah,
I
we were
thought-
just.
Remember, up
Sick.
until 1997, a bathroom had never been shown with a toilet on American television.
Holy shit.
It's a big no-no.
It still is barely overdone.
People do not poop.
Yeah,
That's-
people don't.
That book is propaganda.
I like the idea that like there's tons of these pamphlets and they're all just kind of the same thing.
20 ways of fake and make you lose your job. Tanya, the door in front of leads to the motor pool office. Now,
The favorites. I want to pop this door open really quick. You
So-
wanna open, or...
you don't have a light source, so you can't see into the room at all.
I need a light source.
You can catch it.
Fine, I'm gonna hand you my torch, then get
Big-
another one.
Canny, you're
I
inside
don't
of an
have
emergency room.
torches.
This room has like a whole bunch of wires and crap running through it, and it looks very sophisticated and technical, and you're pretty sure you blow up half this building if you touch too much of it.
Oh wait, I do have torches.
There's also a door going
Hey,
south.
I feel like I'd just go out and go, "Hey, Aisling, there's a thing you should touch in here."
Ooh.
But probably will kill us all, so I'm not going to do that.
I will turn off all the emergency lighting, yes.
I gave you the last one.
Tanya,
Yes.
ahead of you is a motor pool office, which has everything you'd imagine such a place to have. So in this setting, while trains are very common, because they're extremely cheap and efficient in terms of energy despite hovering massive hunks of metal, autonomous or independent vehicles are quite rare. Places have metros and subways, and people can walk places, but unless you live outside in the countryside, odds are you've probably never seen or used an auto. Which is pretty much anything from a large tank to a little scooter. If you're an engineer, you probably drive a skiff every day, because that's how you get around on those things. But hey, everything is here that you need. It's registration for when vehicles left, when they come back, maintenance, repairs, and there's some lockers in the back for leaving your things behind when you go outside.
Well,
Through the window, you can see the vague outline of a large vehicle of sorts. I mean, in character you can't, but the ambient lighting of the room does allow you to see it. Over here is spare fuel.
I don't want to go near that. We don't want to blow things up on accident.
Opening the door to the motor pool, you see a massive metal thing. It's got wheels. You're forced to assume it's some sort of vehicle. Or as many people call it, autos. Because again, when your most common forms of transport are all linked up to things and are for communal transport, you tend to call individual transport a bit different.
I'm gonna look at this thing, guys.
They're called autos or independents, depending on what kind of term you like to use, or how many syllables you want to waste on it.
Or
I like it.
indies.
Also, I just realized something.
Mhm.
Is Iceling like a Fey? Is it kind of like running a magnet across a computer?
So
Almost.
so it kind of depends on.
appropriate.
So, Fey, it's not like you're Fey, therefore everything breaks. It's like you the more primordial of a Fey you are, the bigger a magnet you are. Like Aisling isn't gonna break stuff by getting close, but if you get a Fey from like the Fey winter courts or something like that, you don't even want to let them near a place like this.
Iceling's like a fridge magnet compared to an
Well-
electromagnet.
All right, I'm kind of curious though. Does she have an urge to mess these up?
Kinda.
Is it like?
But
is
in
it
the same
almost
way that like a child
instinctual?
might want to topple a tower of blocks.
Yeah, like she sees a VCR and she just like pulls out a cookie and presses it. in. There you go.
For her, it's more like she sees this as extremely boring ways to use natural things. and
filled
she
with
wants to have
flowers.
more fun.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking magic and you're putting it in a small box.
Yeah, for some reason this
You
metal
don't let the
box on
magic go other
wheels.
places.
For some reason this metal box on wheels has a bunch of chairs and like empty space and a whole bunch of buttons and levers. Fun fact: very few vehicles in this setting have steering wheels. They tend to use joysticks and the like.
Perfect.
What's this button do?
I mean, the reason is that because it's all magically controlled, the steering wheel isn't an obvious thing to use.
Iceling's just turning the windscreen wipers on and off.
You come to realize
I
that
am an
this.
expert in Arcana.
You come to the realization that the window is very dirty. Which makes sense. These things barely get used.
That's
I
just-
generate water for cleaning it.
It's a very big room, so I'm just kind of creeping around, keeping
God
an
dang
eye.
it! Now I want a cute picture of Aisling seeing a VCR, just sliding a cookie into it, and saying, "There you go."
There's a lot of spare parts here, which would be used to repair the levitation rings that trains use and stuff.
I'm not seeing any. Actually, you know what? We should actually
Claire.
investigate. Yes.
And Kenny. The two of you
That's me.
hear a snoring coming from above. And when you look up, two quick things. One, Claire, you're currently standing on top of. You are forced to assume it's some sort of elevator because the platform you're on is connected to those four corners and it goes up. And as you follow it with your eyes, because like the people in Portal said, you put a ladder somewhere, people will follow it. Up above is another one of those big frost lizards, like sleeping on top of the railway. It seems very content where it is right now.
Oh, cozy.
These things seem to be
Maybe we
very
can
big
take-
sleepy boys.
Like goddamn giant ice ferrets.
Damn it. Shark bait.
I'm busy playing with the still inactive joystick.
Just playing with all the. You're like pressing all the buttons and like resetting the speedometer or whatever.
The odometer.
Yeah,
Do we see-
odometer.
Do we see the controls for the elevator anywhere?
I assume it's just like a simple button for like up and down, but it's only one because it only goes up and down to one specific floor. It's the go button.
I call quiet. Wow, it was butchering this. I call quietly to the fairy. Aisling.
Don't hit the horn.
God,
She's just about. She was like slamming towards the horn when you called her.
we have another one of those frost lizards up there.
Do you
Snoozing.
she like starts miming with her hands, like choking and then popping off of the upper part.
Yes. When I I was thinking of getting like doing like a regular factory and getting like a broom handle and like poking it until it leaves, but we'll do that.
Wait, what?
Okay. Oh, I'm talking about. I had the idea of Tawny like grappling it and then like jumping off of the place it's on and just like slamming into the ground.
Any,
I
like-
thought you were gonna teleport me up to it.
Yeah,
Are there any
then
like
you do that
pointy
kind of stuff.
things or whatever that we could make it land on? We could probably get some of these spare parts and make an uncomfortable fall.
Jesus.
I mean, hey, if we can kill it in one hit.
you rogues and your one hits. Let's
I
just
appreciate that you look at a sleeping wild animal and your immediate thought is, how do we kill this thing?
Hey, we're
I
supposed
mean,
to get rid of
honestly,
it.
really killed us.
We're kind of been told to.
Also, I have
dispose of
nature. Would I
things.
know anything about these specifically?
Probably. What would you want to know? Because of how it cut off on this guy upstairs, it's like foolhardy frost. It looks like salami. Got cut off funny.
Lamy.
Alright, you can
Yeah,
roll
I
me some
wanna, like,
nature,
their
and we'll see
habits
what you know.
is.
Buckaroony. What is it, telephone? Why are you so noisy?
Ring, ring.
Banana phone.
Brim, 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 banana. Get out of here, WhatsApp. I don't want. There we go. Okay. Okay. Wow, look, 10 o'clock, fucking clockwork. Zoinky winkies. This animal. Let's take a look-see. Stat block. This one's a lot easier to read. Well, these things are like wild elementals. They live in the mountains. They can move like faster than most people. They can dig faster than most people can walk, climb faster than most people can walk. When they're awake, at least, they can detect things in pitch blackness, or even when there's fog around, up to a sizable distance, aka tremor sense. A most defining trait is that they're very sluggish and slow creatures. They're kind of hard to make them care or listen to training. Very apathetic and stoic.
Big
So what
lumps
would
that lie
attract
down
one
and you
in
can't
here?
move them.
Actually, I'm going to pull up the Ironclaw book because Ironclaw gives elemental specific names and it's based on the four humors, and I really like the terms.
David.
Listen, I just really like the term caloric and phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic is great.
How could you
Poor
look at
thing
that
would-
word and not go, that's a good word? Let's see. The word for this creature would, yeah. Many undines have the flaw of slothful and the passion of phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic.
Which means being unemotional, historically cold. So yes, this thing is, it's doing what it does, which is being a lazy bastard and not giving a shit. Like, if you want to, you could probably scare it off by making a big fire.
Yeah, but that would also damage the facility.
Isn't this metal? I thought metal could handle fire. Or is this technology place sucky? Can you handle fire, Tanya?
They make metal ingots here.
Yes.
I think the metal could probably take a little.
Well,
I mean, that's probably not our priority right now. We got other big things to fight.
Now, considering that that the thing that's causing all this trouble is intelligent, maybe you should find the boss person and get them to leave. They could take their pets with them.
That's why I said that's not our priority.
we can probably just
You make a
leave
good
it for
point.
now and go negotiate.
Marvelous.
I mean, you ever seen a cat? Cats like to sleep.
All right.
They're very good at it.
So what do you do?
I'm suggesting we go somewhere else.
I'm agreeing then.
Since
I'm
we're not allowed to hit
assuming-
the horn, apparently.
You're about to hit the horn. No, don't hit the horn.
No, I wasn't joking about that. When you turned and said her name, she's actually going to hit the horn if there is one.
She's heard about the noise making things, the noise making boxes. Well, I'm mosey on over to this door.
She's
the
the
Western-
smartest member of the party.
It's the western door, which leads outside. In that, it's the exact mirror of the room you enter this place through. Again, to the
Well,
south
goddamn.
is a label for a stairway.
Oops, shut the door. We need to find where the cooling station is, because that's where apparently the dragon is.
You could
I would
literally
guess
jump down the hole in the
dragons-
room, yeah. You could land in
Yeah,
the
I
pool,
think
but
the dragon was. I think that dragon was underneath the room with all the fire and stuff because there's cold stuff.
Yeah, that's probably the most likely place. Plus, the giant lady was talking to someone down there. So we have to assume something down there is capable of understanding speech. And
Wait, then why did we come all the way over here?
I don't know.
To
We're
look for everything
investigating.
else.
I have to find the employees.
I would also like to point out that the bottom floor has the significant problem of being extra foggy. And you'd probably start to
Yeah.
choke in due
Yeah,
time.
we need to figure out how to take care of the air.
Right. We need to find the air. Almost forgot about there actually. Y'all and your breathing.
So,
I don't know if
staircase
the
or
circuitry-
this thing.
Well, let's see what's behind door number 1.
It's the same hallway.
Wow.
At least you imagine that it connects. I don't know why this thing is oh, that's why. Let me end combat. There we go. That ought to fix that.
Damn.
Down
Like
to your
it loops
south is a
around.
place labeled Visitor's Dorm.
Ooh.
You hear some snoring
I wonder
coming
if they have
from inside.
cookies.
Nope. Opening it up, you see several bunk beds filled with these. These people are larger than these bunk beds can accommodate. Let's put it like that.
Oh, they're big sleepies.
The thoughts click. They said it would be in the sleepy areas. This is the sleepy areas.
Yeah, that's probably the Goliaths.
I've heard they have balls of steel.
Well,
Also,
I don't
where's
see that wake up
Tanya?
to you opening the door, so.
I'm there, aren't I? Oh wait, no. God dang it.
I'm going to carefully float my way in and not make any noise.
Well, this sure is a dorm room. There's a chair, a desk for writing notes and personal things, footlockers, the works. A bunk bed through and through.
Wowee.
What do your
Go
what do your
back up.
fairy eyes see?
A room. Also, they start to
Makes me
shift a bit
wanna-
because you're carrying a light source.
Yep, that's why I came back out.
And just leave him to sleep for now.
Sleepy
We
baby.
need to
there's
find
There's some
fan
big
controls
people
or
in
something.
Do they look like bad big people or good big people?
Well, probably the Titans they were talking about.
Look, that gnome said a lot of words. He said the word titans in that.
Goliath, I
understand
think,
him?
was the word he said.
Did you guys not understand him?
Aisling just
I
she
did.
just looks at Aisling and then keeps walking. That's
I just thought you
Mine's-
guys have been really slow. What's that?
what.
You look through the window and you see the mess hall, as in there's lots of benches and tables in there. And you see another one of those big old nice ladies who has this big. I imagine that at this point the meat's going a bit bad, so. She has a strong stomach.
Just very hungry.
Yes.
You should probably take care of that one.
For now, she seems to ignore you.
Well, when things are ignoring us, that's probably my time to shine, huh?
That is what you're good at.
I can creep in through. I assume there's a door down here?
Yes, but it leads to a small storage closet.
Oh. So we would have to go around to the main entrance. This
In
part's
the
a bit
dark!
dark.
God dang.
Unless Tanya wants to throw me through that window.
I could teleport you through the window.
Grabs
Oh, yeah, that
grabs
too.
the goblin.
TK. TK Kong. You can do it, Donkey Kong. Just do some sick flips. Pick up a barrel, throw it on a wall. That's how Donkey Kong Country taught me walls work.
Ugly nog.
Solid stone, solid steel, a wooden barrel will do the job.
Throw a bag of flour into the ocean. Nobody cares.
Well, standing around here doesn't seem to be solving your problems.
Yeah. Well, I think creeping around to the main door, they'll immediately see us the moment we open it. So if you want me to fight whatever's in there, warping me and Tanya in would be a good idea.
I mean, warp me in, and I can just choke. I can try to choke hold them.
That worked last
Well,
time.
first, I'm gonna poke the Gobbo in so Gobbo can look around.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, you're teleporting the
Wait, teleport
goblin?
you right there.
Can it give me some stealth? Because this is going to be a pinch. Slide under that table, apparently. Zoop.
You just
Yeah, you didn't just teleport in. You teleport in with momentum and like power slid under the table.
the most logical way. He teleports in at that very moment. The hag just goes, "Oh God, I went blind." How convenient
Yeah.
and tragic.
The hag
My sneaky.
starts to perk
Yeah,
up at
go
the
ahead.
fact that there's a light source shining in. What was that about? You watch her stand up. The bench that is normally attached to the rest of the table, you know, those kinds of tables. Her legs standing up and her calves pushing against it causes it to deform and pop off. And with a clang, it lands on the ground. This place smells terrible, by the way, like really bad cooking. And then she starts to lumber over to the window to have a look.
Just slide on away.
Actually,
Slide-
And she pushes her face up against the glass, leaving a big fat grease stain of her cheek.
Gross.
Kenny,
Oh,
what do
sneaky,
you do?
sneak.
You
I
can't
mean,
see shit.
I could, like, stab her in the butt as she's looking out the window, but could also continue to hide and wait for the others to come in.
You do hear like the very far distant sound of something else big having a big fat meal.
Oh, I sent you to investigate.
I mean, while she's distracted with the window, I can, like, commando crawl under the next table.
Oh, definitely. She's very distracted.
Aha!
I'm gonna give you a little bit of this. Annie, you can tell that there's someone in like the gloom of your friend's light. There's someone else in this room who's like eating. They are covered in ceremonial paintings on their face. They wear a lot of animal furs wrapped around themselves. Probably don't mind the cold as much and all that. And there's a big stick right next to them with a fancy tip, like all curled and swirly.
I'm going to try and get closer and steal that stick.
I
Must-
knew that's where this was going.
My stick! I can't believe I got mugged.
Till just stares
My
eyes
goblin.
like a tactical genius. What do you think? So do you think like she killed her or she's stealing?
It's a 50-50 shot.
Aisling eats a cookie and just it echoes throughout the entire place.
No.
All
I
right.
have a thing of Pringles.
Candy, you can roll me some sleight of hand to see if you can do this without making a noise. It is a big wooden stick.
Why?
If you're not careful, it'll definitely hit something and make a clink noise.
It's
Well,
a free stick.
you got a free stick. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good for you. God dang it. Effing goblin.
I don't see the
Is
benefit,
there
but it is a
another-
nice stick.
Table past there, or, like, what?
There are more tables, yes. Like every 5 feet or so, there's a table.
Alright, now just teleport out of there, Cammy. Oh, wait. Shoot. There's a problem.
I was wondering what you guys would think about that problem.
Oh, no, I knew about the problem. I was wondering if she figured it out.
Now, I can probably get, like, a fork or something off the table and toss it to get that druid to look, and then get it in the back.
I mean, they're not paying attention to their feet at all. You could probably slide under the table without an issue.
Wait.
Ooh, goblin.
Shillalach.
Pretty decent enough spot to get them while they're not looking. The main thing I wanted with the throwing a spoon was to get it to bend down so the other person wouldn't see them, and then I can take them out when they're hidden.
The hag plops her butt down on the bench as she continues to eat.
Also, I give a gift of what Ashleen's doing right now.
Just the chips are falling out of the portal.
Yeah, she's not even eating them. You know she's not eating them.
I swear to God, if you're doing like that kid thing where like just stepping on the chips for fun, I'm gonna
Kenny.
hit you so hard.
Yeah.
A little further, and you'll start to see something else. The glimmer and glamour of some sort of food preparation room.
The kitchen proper.
Yes. You also, in the distance, in this dark cabinet, see like a very large looming shape moving around. It's a surprise that it fits in there because it looks bigger than the door, and like it just barely can move around in there. It's in a room full of smelly meats, by the looks of it.
Gross.
Gross!
Well, it's pretty clear that in this room there are 3 enemies and only 1 of me.
Verily.
Those are odds that I don't quite like.
Your planning skills are immaculate.
But also, like I said, I can probably take the druid out without making too much noise,
Maybe.
and then maybe skedaddle out the door.
Wouldn't that be nice?
You know, I completely lost track of the plan.
Yeah, well, the
What is-
plan
Am I
was
supposed
to.
to go in there at some
What
point?
is that massive
like-
Oreo?
That's what she's carrying at all times. Ashleen has like 20 of these. Just you look over and she has this massive order. You're like, wait, where the fuck did you get that? Spooky hole? No, I said, where'd you get it the first time?
Who sells these
secret,
things?
the secret Fey cookie shop.
Don't tell anyone about it.
Go
That's
back
why
to the
she's
fan
learning
door.
teleporting to its maximum ability, so she can always warp back to it.
Canny,
Yeah, it's
what's
time
the
to go- it's
planny?
time to send you back to the fan door. Yeah, what's the plan, Canny?
The planning, take out the druid and then get out the door and then kind of signal to the others what's going on. Because right now this druid is going to be seeing me if I go past. So
Excellent.
If you make enough noise, we'll notice.
Alright then, you get to roll me your good old-fashioned attack roll. With advantage, we're taking the crit if you hit. Well, that's a hit, so roll me some crits.
where?
Oof.
And then
Oof. Oof.
not enough.
Druid goes flat on the table.
Wait, did
The hag,
just
however,
die?
upon hearing this druid face fall into the plate of porridge that they had, is like, hmm?
What was that
Is
sound?
Is the food really that good? Wait, I got it. Can't
She
just like
gets up from a
talk like
chair,
you would.
wondering why her friend has stopped moving.
Puppeteer him.
Yeah, just
Are you a
Bernie's time.
Uh,
I
are
kind of
you
pull
a-
them back. I love porridge.
Give me
Hold
a
up
deception
their
roll
arms a little.
as you try to convince the hag from a distance that things are fine, don't worry about it. Things are fine, don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love porridge. My favorite.
It's so good.
Plop.
Just kind of moving the jaw up and down.
Hey, Tanya.
Nom, 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 nom.
What? Yeah, definitely. Let's do that.
While she's distracted, I will teleport Tanya behind her.
Handsome. Very handsome.
Very handsome.
I feel like the sequence was way longer than it ever needed to be.
Tanya, make your opening move,
Yeah.
please.
I grapple her for the choke slam.
Cool. You can't see her.
What?
Now you can.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I assumed Aisling moved within line of sight before teleporting.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
have
a-
to be within line of
That
sight.
is the most lowest roll ever.
Actually, we're gonna
Oh,
do.
Boy.
We're using DCs, in which case you actually passed. It's easier for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You got her grabbed.
Alright, then I choke slam.
But then it's combat time. Canny! You hear clattering of many plates behind you, like from the kitchen direction.
Is the kitchen behind a door?
No, the kitchen is like open access, but behind that seems to be a
Aye.
door that leads into another room.
Yeah, I was just thinking if I could like bar the door or something. But I guess from my position hidden under the table, I'll summon my friend near the kitchen. It's friend time.
Friend time. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. There is your good friend.
Okay, cool. And then kind of try and maneuver my way back closer to them.
Tanya, you've got this lady on lockdown. What do you
Hell
do?
yeah. Well, while she's on lockdown, I'm now going to proceed to punch her.
How rude.
Okay.
What gives you the right to just start beating up an old lady?
Because I
You
say
don't
so.
have advantage on this roll, Claire.
I don't know.
You don't.
But she's grappled.
That doesn't. Does that give you advantage? Do you have a
I thought-
feature?
well,
There are
it-
features for that.
Let's see. I'm confused.
No, you're Claire.
I'm confused. Yes?
Let's take a look. Here we go. Pummeler. If you have Pummeler, you have advantage attack on attack rolls against targets you've grappled. I don't see Pummeler here.
Oh, I need Pummeler. Okay, well, no. I missed.
Make
I'm
it a no
sorry.
for next time, Claire. You missed. You have 2 attacks, by the way, so you get to do it again.
Choke
Well,
slam.
I already have her in the choke slam.
You have 2 attacks, Claire.
Oh my god, is that double ones?
There's
Mm,
double ones,
that's,
baby.
That's some
Once
hero.
in a while, it happens.
That's some hero point farming. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, let's add it to the pool, baby. How many points are actually in the pool?
Quite
Where's
a
the
few.
pool?
We have 7 points.
Yeah, so
The hag will try to give you the old rock'em sock'em with her hands. She rolls a 13 and a 19. The 19 will hit. You get slapped for 10.
ow. All right, take 10.
Your grip loosens as claws pull you away. Ashling, you cannot shoot through a window, unfortunately.
I know. So I just get teleport over here.
Congratulations. That's a whole action, by the way.
Martial focus. It took no points. I can still stab her.
Gotcha.
And
People-
I need to open this door so
people
I can
always
walk
complain about
through
the
it
lack of
because I can't just teleport.
People always complain about the lack of specificity, making it so that Misty Step allows you to teleport through keyholes, but no one ever talks about the fact that it lets you teleport through glass.
Wait, Misty Step goes through glass?
I think Misty Step is so ill-defined that it lets you do whatever the hell you want. Misty Step.
Wow.
Let's take a look. See. Misty
3
Step.
ones in a row for us.
Yeah.
So we're at 8 hero points now.
Yeah. So the only requirements.
Maybe
From-
we should use
Right.
one. Sorry.
The only requirement to Misty Step is that it's a space you can see within 30 feet. That's it. There's no requirement that the hole you're looking through is big enough or that there's no solid surfaces in between. Just that. Honestly, I want to know what house you group in. Let's see what this big guy's up to. How fast can you move? Pretty fast, but not specific. Oh, no, wait, this ain't too eat. Oh. God dang it, I need to adjust your numbers and then add you. There you go. That's how that works. Ho, ho, ho. So, how would you like to make some more friends?
Oh,
I
you
like
behave.
friends.
Canny. This big, frosty boy has an aura of freezing.
Everything is so cold.
Yes! Yes, it is!
Looks like a mastery of ice and water magic. I don't think that's going to help me much here.
So, 8 damage for you, Candy, as you slowly freeze over. I think your friend is immune to cold damage. No, he isn't. Weird.
No,
I thought it would be, since, you
I
know,
think it
water.
has. I think it's a special effect if it gets frozen. Oh yeah.
Aw, poor guy.
It gets too chilly.
He needs his scarf.
It's a blankie.
Point is, Kitty, what do you do? There's enough bad boys to choose from.
I think focus firing the hag is the better option, so I'm gonna go there, pop out, and just kind of, hiya! Surprise! It's me.
Yeah,
Oh
get it.
my.
And then I guess have my friend Slappy the troll.
Slap him, whap him, let him have it.
With the Slappy.
Does it hit? It hits, but you're dealing with a big bad boy. Tanya, you're still holding on to this hag, whose grip is beginning to loosen on you.
Well, let's take 2. I'm gonna keep working on her, cause yeah. Let's see here.
roll,
And
roll
I'm
your
gonna
boat
roll.
gently
Bam.
down the stream.
Critical.
Merrily, 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 merrily.
Yeah, just sexy crit.
Ow!
She's still
Oof!
being
Oof!
choked.
Ow! Beat it. The beatings continue until morale improves. As the grip loosens, so too does she reach behind herself, with the very specific intent of loosening and freeing herself. She hits twice. A 21 and a 22 for thee.
Ow! Shoot.
So
How much is that?
that
I'll be back
is
in 1 sec.
6 and 11. And the hag frees herself from your grip. As she grabs your hands, twists them, and peels them apart.
When I modify my health, I attack sometimes for no reason.
Actually,
It's like,
the hag
That's so
gasps for
weird.
air and looks ready to start biting heads off. Since you're so mean.
Spell point. Scorching Ray. Guided Strike.
No!
The first one is going for the hag. I get double advantage on this one.
Doesn't work like that. 5e is
It
boring.
does because Ray counts as a melee.
No, you don't get double advantage.
No, what I mean is I get the special fencing fatal.
Oh, that
Pulse
one.
advantage
That's a
where I get to
different thing,
reroll
yes.
them.
Well,
I
go
refer to
ahead!
it.
Show us the goods!
Oops, wrong button. And I get to reroll that 9. So this is the reroll for hit.
Well, you
Hit
can
16. And the one on
Miss.
the troll is
heat. If you'd done it the other way around, you would have gotten 2
Plus.
hits. Wah, wah. Well,
but
that's a
that
nice...
Is the troll weak to fire?
No. Not specifically.
Well, it's 10 damage to him. Because he also takes my proficiency bonus.
I always do this. Proficiency. The troll cannot regenerate because it's hit with ouchies, but it can tear water friend apart with its big old nasty claws. Ooh, that's some sharp business it can throw around. Ooh.
We can't see whatever it's doing.
Oh yeah, then it gets advantage on the attack roll. Well, no,
Oh,
I'm just
what
talking
was
to
it?
myselally. I'm not actually doing anything
Oh,
quite yet.
okay.
Yeah, bunch of...
You-
Oh gosh, that's a crit. Oh gosh. How do you crit roll in this system anyway? So that is 6 plus 13, 19. That is 8, 13, 16. Your water friend is dispelled by 2 large claws, and then it moves in closer, smushing the 2 of you. Kenny. He grabs
have
the
my
metal
LCR
table and
roll.
just slams it over to the side.
Oh. It's very big.
Yeah. Oh well. I guess I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing and trying to focus fire down this one thing.
Whee.
So. There we go. That's more like it.
That is definitely more like it.
Big stab.
She's gone, Jim. Tanya. The hag is taken down with a swish and a slash.
Slide in.
The hag has no blood left to live.
Well, I wasn't even holding her anyway, so we're gonna be holding this boy. We're trying to. So I'm take us. Wait, unclick. Okay. I am going to take a swing.
Nope.
Next on everything else.
Of course. I'm going
Swing
to
again.
swing again.
Whoosh.
I'm going to sit and be cute.
I am going to use the disengage action. I'm
Terrifying.
going to withdraw and get my martial focus back.
I'm gonna use a hero point next time. I swear to gosh. We have 8 of them.
And I believe disengage takes my whole action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so that's it. I got my martial focus back, which is going to help me next turn.
I really like
7
saying this.
Using that.
I'm gonna peel you like a tin can. Babe Claire.
No? No, thank you.
He grips once. With a 1, he grips twice. 18, baby. It's all he needs.
Of course. He gets an 18. Gets its exact seats.
You take 8 slashing. 5 cold. Can you roll me a DC 14 con save? Otherwise, you have disadvantage on your attacks until the end of its next turn.
Okay, so I take 13 damage, because awesome. And what we roll?
DC 14 con save.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I got past
Kenny. What do? What do?
What do is probably just regular attack without using the assist action, so it's not with advantage. And then use the bonus action to instead hop over the table onto the big mound of flesh.
Tanya. Tanya.
Alright. I'm going to hero point and attack for advantage. 'Cause I'm tired of this.
Join the club, Claire.
Hit him. Now I'm gonna try to grapple him. Is that grapple him?
Yes. Athletics DC
Okay,
is
I
14.
boast because I forgot to. Yeah, because I forgot to boast last time. I boast, giving everyone advantage. We're still braggart. And then I attack again.
What you mean, Claire? Is exemplar, not steel braggart.
Right. Right, I'm dumb. Exemplar. Yeah, I give everyone advantage. And I
got him.
punch him a bunch.
Ashling! You have advantage on your next attack roll. Make it a good one.
I'm going to step in, and I'm going to use another spell point to augment my Destructive Blast for Scorching again.
Mm-hmm.
This time doing additional damage. And I get to reroll one of those. So, the damage is actually under Augmented Blast.
Verily!
So 17 damage. I did not know that actually had everything set up.
Kablam, kablowy.
It's starting to look pretty scorched.
Actually, it's 20 because of my proficiency bonus.
You start to sound a bit echoey. Did you suddenly move into a metal room?
I moved into a different room for a moment.
Soiky winkies. Choke slam, living weapon. Is there not like a grapple that would give things disadvantage while you hold them? There's hammerlock, but... No. Weird. The troll throws its arms wide to try and knock you off, Tanya. But you were too strong.
Too strong now.
20
Ain't
DC.
allowed.
Well, then we'll just try to bite your arm. How about that?
Don't do that.
Rolled a 10, so no, he ain't. Kenny! He killed your water friend.
Yeah, how dare he? I'll hop over the table.
Yeah!
I'm gonna attack with my super advantage thanks to Tanya.
Swoosh! Swoosh. Well, that's what
And
super...
then disengage again to hop back over where I was. I'm playing it
Also-
safe.
Canny. Fencing sphere buddies.
Yeah.
Tanya, you got him, but you're not gonna last much longer like this.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna try to end him.
Don't forget, you can all... Go ahead, do what you must.
What do you mean? What I can always do?
No, I'm talking about like outside of combat for healing. You can always take short rest too. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
no, I
Claire,
can't
do your
that
thing.
all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna. Bam! Oh!
Oh, beautiful.
You got him. You take that bite and you twist him. There we go.
He tries to bite you, and you fucking suplex him.
Well, I mean, you do have pile driver.
Claire, you didn't just wrestle him; you ended him.
Like, I'm surprised you didn't use this. Or ever
Yeah,
use
why
this.
don't you use pile driver more?
Okay, I'm gonna let you on a secret.
I forgot you had
You're
it.
dumb?
Yeah, that's about it. So I went down to chokehold and assumed that was where my abilities ended,
So,
and I forgot about pile driver.
I'm gonna put my paws on Claire. Stunned creatures automatically fill strength and dex saving throws. You have attacks against it have advantage, and it's incapacitated, so it can't move or take actions. So stunning a creature is very good, especially if you have a friend who has dex or strength saves that they want to get off.
Yeah, I need.
Or if
I
you
need
have
next.
two different friends who gain additional setups if they have advantage on attacks.
I need the pile driver actually. I remember to boast at
It's
least,
been a month,
man.
Claire. It's perfectly fine. I understand. Well, I think we're gonna have to call it here for tonight because it's getting a bit late, and I know the client needs to get
It
tucked in.
is. Yeah, it's getting late.
Yep. And if we do not have a
sleep.
Bella at a point, we can continue this one.
Yes, there's a whole lot.
Yes, a little back.
Yep, this way we have one for if there is no Claire, we have one for if there is no Bella, and I'm usually somewhere.
Usually.
around.
Hey, there's only
I'm
been, what,
somewhere.
1 week I was not available?